The quantum breath, how conscious breathing awakens your hidden power. You live surrounded by invisible currents, streams of energy and thought, loops of memory and possibility. Every moment, reality is being shaped not only by your choices, but also by the way you breathe. Breath is the hidden architect of perception. It is the bridge between your inner world and the vast universe. Yet most of the time you are not aware of it. You inhale unconsciously, exhale without thought, and in doing so you surrender your power to the automatic rhythm of survival. But when you pause, when you become aware of your breath, you step into a quantum doorway. Your breath is not merely oxygen filling your lungs. It is a frequency, a code, a message resonating through your cells, informing your mind, sculpting your reality. Ancient traditions knew this truth. Modern physics begins to glimpse it. Conscious breath alters not only your nervous system but the electromagnetic field around you, shaping the way matter itself organizes. In your presence, every inhale pulls the universe into you. Every exhale releases your imprint into the universe. This is the loop of creation, the subtle cycle that ties you to the cosmos. The breath carries not only life but intention. With awareness, you can step out of unconscious repetition and enter the sacred rhythm of creation. This journey you are about to take is not just about breathing differently. It is about awakening. Each chapter will reveal a hidden layer of the breath, its forgotten codes, its quantum power, its ability to break mental loops and open inner doors. As you follow, you will begin to feel how your breath sculpts your consciousness, how it rewrites the patterns you have lived in, and how it connects you to a deeper truth. You are not merely living reality. You are shaping it. So take a slow inhale now. Feel the present within. Exhale and let the old dissolve. You are about to remember something ancient, something eternal, hidden within the rhythm that has always been with you. Your breath. Your breath creates reality loops. Every thought you have is not isolated. It exists within a pattern, a loop, a cycle. And at the center of these cycles is your breath. Your breath mirrors your inner state, but it also feeds it. Fast, shallow breathing traps you inside repetitive thought. Calm, steady breathing opens new pathways in the mind. This is the loop of reality. What you breathe, you feel. What you feel, you think. What you think, you create. What you create, you breathe again. You may not have noticed how often you breathe as if you were running Even while sitting still, the body acts as if there is danger and the mind follows. This unconscious loop becomes your reality. Stress breeds stress. Anxiety breeds anxiety. Without awareness, you become a prisoner inside, repeating cycles that never end. But the breath is also the key to breaking the cycle. When you choose to slow down, to inhale deeply, and exhale fully, you disrupt the loop. You introduce silence where there was noise. You bring space where there was contraction. And in that space, reality itself shifts. The same situation begins to feel different. The same thought loses its power. The loop weakens and you awaken. This is the truth most people never see. You are not only influenced by reality, you are influencing it through your breath. Each inhale and exhale carries the seed of a new timeline. The loop can be unconscious, repeating old patterns, or conscious, creating new ones. Breath is the programming language of your body mind system. Imagine two lives unfolding. In the first, breath is shallow, rapid, tight. In that life, everything feels rushed. Emotions spiral quickly. The mind reacts instead of observing. In the second life, breath is deep, slow, present. In that life, clarity arises. Emotions soften. The mind expands. The outer world may be the same, but the inner experience, your perception of reality, transforms. Your breath does not only sustain life, it scripts your perception of life. Every inhale is a beginning. Every exhale and ending together, they form loop stories. You repeat feelings, you recycle. Identities you reinforce by becoming aware. You are no longer caught inside the loop, you become the one writing it. So notice now, how are you breathing? Notice how that rhythm is shaping this very moment. If you shift it even slightly, everything changes. You are not trapped, you are the loop breaker. Through breath you hold the power to reprogram your reality. Why? Awareness of breath unlocks your observer state. You live much of your life on autopilot. Thoughts arise, emotions surge, actions follow. The loop continues and you rarely stop to notice the one who is noticing. Yet, the moment you become aware of your breath, something extraordinary happens. You step into the observer state, the silent witness that exists before thought, before reaction, before identity. When you bring your awareness to the inhale, you anchor yourself in presence. When you follow the exhale, you return to yourself. Awareness of breath is awareness of being. It is the most direct way to access the still point at the center of your existence. And in that still point you discover freedom. Why does this happen? Because the breath is always now. You cannot breathe yesterday and you cannot breathe tomorrow. You can only breathe in this moment. By observing it, you dissolve the illusion of time. The mind wants to drag you into past regrets or future worries. But the breath calls you back to the present. And in the present you are untouchable. The observer state is not cold detachment. It is pure clarity. From this place you can see your thoughts without becoming them. You can feel emotions without drowning in them. You can experience reality without being trapped inside it. Awareness of breath creates a gap between you and the storm of the mind. And in that gap, consciousness awakens. You may have experienced glimpses of this without knowing it. Perhaps in a moment of awe, when you saw the vastness of the sky. Perhaps in silence when you felt time dissolve. In those moments the breath slowed, awareness expanded, and you felt yourself as more than your thoughts. That was the observer state, and it has always been available to you, hidden within your breath. Each time you choose to notice your inhale and exhale, you train yourself to return to that state. Slowly, you begin to live less as the character in the story and more as the author watching it unfold. You are no longer enslaved by loops of thought. You are the one who sees them, chooses them, and transcends them. The observer state is the gateway to awakening, and the door is your awareness of breath. Every inhale is an invitation. Every exhale a reminder. You are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them. The forgotten ancient codes of breathing, long before modern science measured oxygen or mapped the nervous system, the ancients understood breath as a sacred key. In temples, deserts, mountains, and forests, breath was treated not as a biological function, but as a divine code. Civilization separated by oceans all carried fragments of this wisdom. Pranayama in India, key breathing in China, mystical chants among the desert fathers, shamanic breath rituals in the Americas. Though their languages were different, their message was the same. Breath is not only air, it is life force. These forgotten codes reveal that the way you breathe alters the way energy flows through your body. Slow, conscious breaths build harmony, balance, and resilience. Rhythmic breathing creates altered states of awareness, unlocking visions and insights. Breath held in silence amplifies inner fire, generating clarity and strength. each culture encoded techniques, but the essence was universal. When you control your breath, you access hidden dimensions of yourself. Modern society has lost this art. Surrounded by noise, screens, and constant stimulation, you have been trained to forget your most natural power. You breathe shallow, rapid, and unconscious exit, the pattern that keeps you stressed and distracted. The ancient codes, by contrast, were designed to awaken you. They train breath to become a bridge between body and spirit, matter and consciousness, self and cosmos. Imagine a temple initiate in ancient Egypt standing before the sacred chambers. Before receiving wisdom, the initiate would first learn to breathe to master silence between inhales and exhales to regulate the rhythm of the heart through breath. Why? Because only a still and conscious mind could hold the higher truths. Breath was the preparation, the foundation for all awakening. Even now, fragments of these codes remain. You may feel it in the way a sigh releases tension, or how chanting naturally deepens your breath. You may notice it when you walk in nature and your breath unconsciously harmonizes with the rhythm of the earth. These are not accidents. They are echoes of ancient knowledge encoded within your very biology. The ancients whispered a truth that you are remembering now. Breath is the language of the universe, spoken through you. Each inhale calls in cosmic energy. Each exhale offers your vibration back to the whole. 2. Rediscover these codes is not to learn something foreign. It is to remember what has always been yours. And so as you breathe now, you awaken a lineage that stretches across centuries. You are not separate from those who came before. The same air that moved through the lungs of sages, mystics, and seers is moving through you. You are part of the same chain of wisdom. All you need to do is remember awakening your observer consciousness. There comes a moment in your journey when you begin to realize that you are not only the one who breathes but also the one who notices the breath. This realization is the spark of observer consciousness. It is the shift from being lost in the movie of life to suddenly becoming aware of the screen on which it all plays. Your breath is the doorway, but the observer is the one who walks through it. Each time you pause and notice I am breathing, you create distance between yourself and the noise of the mind. You awaken a subtle awareness that is not bound to thought, not chained to emotion, not confined to identity. You discover the one who sees this Awakening is not about escaping your human experience. It is about expanding it. When you awaken the observer, you still feel joy, sadness, desire, or fear. But you are no longer consumed by them. You can watch them rise and fall, like waves without drowning in their currents. You realize that emotions are weather passing through the sky of your awareness, but they are not the sky itself. Breath is the anchor that holds you steady in this awakening. Each inhale reminds you that you are here. Each exhale reminds you that you are more than here. The observer is timeless. It does not live in the loops of yesterday or tomorrow. It lives in the eternal now. And as you awaken to it, you taste a freedom that cannot be taken from you. Imagine sitting in silence, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. At first, thoughts will come. Lists, memories, distractions. But as you stay with the breath, you notice the thoughts rather than being carried by them. Slowly the gap widens. A space opens. In that space, you glimpse the observer, silent, still aware. That is the consciousness awakening in you. This observer has always been present. It was there in childhood when you watched the world with wide eyes. It was there in moments of awe when you felt small before the stars. It was there when you lost track of time in beauty or creation. It is not new. It is eternal. What changes now is your recognition of it. Awakening observer consciousness is not about adding something to yourself. It is about peeling away what is not you. Layers of conditioning, belief, and story begin to fall as you root deeper in breath. What remains is clarity. What remains is the pure awareness that has always been your essence. And with this awakening comes power, because the one who observes is the one who chooses. The observer does not react, it responds. The observer does not fear, it sees. And as you breathe with awareness, you step into this role more fully. You stop being a passenger of life and you begin to steer. The journey of awakening begins and ends with this truth. You are not your thoughts, not your emotions, not your roles. You are the awareness behind them, and every conscious breath brings you closer to remembering the quantum gap technique. 3 seconds to reset. Between the inhale and the exhale, there is a silence. A pause so small, most people never notice it. Yet within that fraction of a second lies a doorway to reset your entire being. This is the quantum gap, the space where awareness expands, where patterns dissolve, where new realities can begin. When you breathe unconsciously, this gap is invisible. The mind rushes from inhale to exhale, from thought to thought, never stopping long enough to notice the space in between. But when you bring awareness to it, when you pause for just 0.3 seconds, you step outside the loop. The machinery of habit halts, and for a brief moment, you are free. Think of it as a crack in the code of reality. Life often feels like a continuous stream. But in truth, it is made of moments, frames, intervals. The quantum gap is one of those intervals, a hidden stillness within motion. In that stillness, you are no longer identified with past or future. You are pure presence. When you inhale fully and pause before the exhale, you create this reset. When you exhale and rest before inhaling again, you do the same for a split second. Nothing moves. And in that nothingness, everything becomes possible. Old emotions loosen their grip. Reactions lose their urgency. The nervous system recalibrates. Your mind expands into clarity. This is not about holding the breath forcefully. It is about honoring the natural rhythm and becoming intimate with the silence between. The ancients knew this well. Mystics sat for hours focusing on the space between breaths until they discovered the unshakable stillness of the self. Today, neuroscience shows that even brief pauses in breath shift brain waves, activating states of calm, creativity, and heightened awareness. You can begin to practice this at any time. Notice your inhale. Then before exhaling, pause just for a heartbeat. Then release. On the exhale, pause. Again. Gentle, effortless. Each time you rest in the gap, you reset your reality. You step out of the momentum of thought and into the clarity of awareness. Over time, these micro resets accumulate. You find yourself less reactive, less trapped in loops. A moment that might have triggered anger now brings calm. A thought that once overwhelmed you now dissolves into silence. You begin to experience what it means to live consciously, moment by moment, choice by choice. The quantum gap is small, but it carries infinite potential. It reminds you that freedom does not come only in grand gestures or dramatic awakenings. Freedom begins in the smallest of spaces. The breath between breaths, the pause between moments, the silence between thoughts. When you enter this gap, you remember who you are beyond movement, beyond story, beyond time. And in that remembrance, you reset not only your mind but your reality itself. Building your inner body temple through breath. Your body is not only a physical vessel. It is a temple. Within it resides consciousness, energy, and the spark of the eternal. Yet like any temple, it must be built with intention. Breath is the architect, the sculptor, the sacred builder of this inner sanctuary. Each conscious inhale lays a stone of presence. Each mindful exhale clears the dust of distraction. Over time, you begin to sense that your body is not a random collection of cells, but a living structure designed to host awareness. Through breath, you restore this structure to its rightful harmony. When your breath is shallow and chaotic, the temple feels fragile, shaky, filled with noise. But when your breath is deep, steady and aligned, the temple becomes strong, radiant, grounded. Your nervous system calms, your heart synchronizes with the rhythm of the universe, and your mind aligns with clarity. Breath is the sacred architecture that unifies body, mind, and spirit into one coherent whole. The ancients understood this truth. Yogis saw the spine as a pillar of light, strengthened by the upward current of breath. Mystics saw the lungs as sacred chambers, each inhale filling them with divine energy, each exhale releasing what no longer served. Shamans used breath to purify the body, transforming it into a vessel capable of holding visions and wisdom. Your temple is not built in a day. It is built moment by moment, breath by breath. Each time you choose awareness, you polish the walls. Each time you release tension with an exhale, you open the doors wider. Each time you breathe deeply, you invite light into hidden corners of yourself. Slowly, the temple awakens. And as it awakens, you begin to feel it. Energy flows more freely through you. Vitality rises. You sense coherence between body and spirit. The temple becomes not only a shelter for your consciousness, but a radiating beacon influencing those around you. Others feel your presence before you speak, because the temple of your body vibrates with order, clarity, and strength. This is the power of building your inner temple. You are not running away from the physical. You are sanctifying it. You are making the body a worthy home for the awareness that you truly are. Through this process, you no longer see yourself as fragile flesh, but as sacred architecture designed to connect heaven and earth within you. With every breath, you are building. With every pause, you are aligning. With every conscious inhale and exhale, you strengthen the foundations of your temple. And as it grows stronger, you realize the truth. The temple is not separate from you. You are both the builder and the dwelling. You are both the breath and the awareness it carries. Through breath, your body becomes a temple of light. Through breath, you remember that you are sacred space itself. How your electromagnetic field responds to breath. You are not only a body of flesh and bone. You are also a field of energy radiating vibrations that extend beyond what your eyes can see. Science calls it the electromagnetic field. Ancient traditions call it aura, prana, or life force. Whatever name you choose, this field surrounds you, informs you, and connects you to the world. And your breath is the conductor of this invisible symphony. Each inhale charges your field with energy. Each exhale releases information into the space around you. When your breath is shallow, your field weakens, becoming unstable, fragile, easily influenced by external noise. When your breath is deep, calm, and conscious, your field expands, stabilizes, and grows radiant. You become a beacon of coherence in a world of chaos. The heart is the strongest generator of this field. Every heartbeat produces waves of electromagnetic energy. But your breath determines the rhythm of that heart. When you breathe erratically, your heart rhythm becomes chaotic and your field communicates dissonance. When you breathe with presence, your heart rhythm synchronizes, and your field radiates harmony. People around you feel it even if they cannot explain why. This is why presence is contagious. When you enter a room with calm breath, others unconsciously begin to match your rhythm. When you hold steady awareness, you stabilize not only yourself but those near you. Your breath is not only shaping your inner reality, it is shaping the collective field. The ancients practiced this deliberately. Warriors would breathe together before battle, synchronizing their fields as one. Monks would chant in unison, their breath aligning to amplify coherence. Shamans would guide entire tribes into rhythmic breathing, creating a unified field of strength and healing. Today, modern instruments can measure this phenomenon, but the wisdom is as old as humanity itself. You can feel this truth even now. Recall a moment when someone's presence calmed you without words. Or a moment when tension in a room melted, simply because one person exhaled with you. This is not imagination. It is resonance. Breath alters the field and the field alters reality. By choosing how you breathe, you choose the frequency you radiate. Do you send out chaos or do you send out harmony? Do you collapse your field into fear or do you expand it into strength? Every breath is a broadcast shaping the invisible environment around you. As you deepen your awareness, you realize that your field is not only personal, it interacts with the greater field of humanity, of Earth, of cosmos. Your breath is both intimate and universal. With every inhale and exhale, you are in dialogue with the unseen. So breathe with intention. Breathe with awareness. 4. In doing so, you are not only nourishing your body, you are tuning your entire electromagnetic field into coherence. And in that coherence, you become more than yourself. You become resonance itself, accessing infinite power through stillness. Power is often misunderstood. The world teaches you that power is force, speed, control, or domination. But the greatest power is not found in movement. It is found in stillness. And breath is the key that opens this dimension. When you breathe unconsciously, your life feels like constant motion. You are pulled by thoughts, pushed by emotions, carried by endless waves of reaction. Yet, when you slow the breath, when you anchor into silence, you begin to taste the depth of stillness. And within that stillness, you discover something infinite. Stillness is not emptiness. It is fullness without noise. It is the vast reservoir of awareness that exists beneath the surface of every moment. It is the ocean beneath the waves. When you enter stillness through breath, you connect with that ocean. You tap into energy that does not come from effort, but from alignment. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly, you train your nervous system to shift from fight and flight into rest and presence. The body relaxes, but your awareness sharpens. You feel the space within and around you. The mind may whisper that nothing is happening, but in truth, everything is happening. Stillness is the place where seeds of reality are planted before they grow. The ancients called this state the source. Mystics spoke of the silence between sounds. Yogis described the inner space as Shayata. Shamans entered stillness to receive visions. In all traditions, the message was the same. Infinite power is not outside of you. It is within, waiting in the silence you often ignore. When you live disconnected from stillness, you live exhausted. You chase energy from external sources, stimulation, validation, achievement. Yet, it never feels enough. But when you breathe into stillness, you access an energy that does not run out. It is not borrowed from the world. It flows directly from the source of being itself. You may have felt this before in fleeting moments. Watching a sunrise, sitting in nature, listening to silence so deep it vibrates. Those moments are not random. They are glimpses of your true state, accessed when you are still. Through conscious breathing, you can return there anytime. Stillness is not withdrawal from life. It is mastery of life. From stillness, you act without being reactive. From stillness, you speak without noise. From stillness, you create without fear. It is the foundation of clarity, strength, and freedom. And as you deepen your breath, you deepen your stillness. Each inhale draws you inward. Each exhale expands you outward until you realize there is no boundary at all. In stillness, you are infinite. You are not only accessing power, you are becoming power itself. Becoming a reality anchor in a chaotic world. The world around you often feels unstable. News cycles scream of conflict. Systems collapse. People rush from one distraction to another. In such a world, it is easy to be swept away by the storm. Yet through breath, you can become something else. You can become an anchor, steady and grounded, even when everything around you trembles. To be an anchor does not mean you resist life or deny chaos. It means you embody stability within it. The breath is your weight, your gravity, your root. When the world spins faster, you slow your breath. When fear rises, you deepen your inhale. When panic spreads, you exhale with awareness. In doing so, you remind your body, your mind, and even those near you, there is calm here. There is ground beneath the waves. Your electromagnetic field stabilized by conscious breath becomes a beacon in unstable spaces. Others may not know why. They feel safer near you, but they do. Your coherence becomes medicine. Your stillness becomes guidance. Without saying a word, your very presence communicates strength. To live as a reality anchor is to embody the truth that external chaos does not have to dictate internal experience. Wars may rage, markets may fall, storms may come. But within you there is always a breath. And within that breath, there is always choice. You choose whether to collapse, interfere, or expand into awareness. You choose whether to be pulled by panic or rooted in presence. Anchors do not control the sea, but they hold steady within it. Likewise, you do not need to control the world to embody stability. Your task is not to stop a storm, but to be unmoved by it. To breathe deeply when others forget. To remain present when others scatter. To hold the vibration of coherence so strongly that chaos cannot penetrate it. This role is not passive. It is powerful. A single steady presence can shift an entire environment. History is filled with examples of individuals who, through their calm awareness, transformed fear into courage, confusion into clarity. You too carry that potential. Every conscious breath is training, strengthening your anchor until it cannot be shaken. And so you begin to see that becoming an anchor is not only for yourself but for the collective. In a world desperate for stability, you become a living reminder of what is possible. You show that peace does not depend on conditions but on consciousness. The chaotic world does not need more noise. It needs anchors. It needs you breathing deeply, standing firmly, radiating stability through your presence. In this way, you do not escape the world. You steady it. You become a foundation upon which new realities can be built. Your role in shaping collective reality. You are not breathing alone. Every inhale you take is connected to the exhale of another being. Every exhale you release becomes the inhale of someone else. Breath itself reminds you of a truth often forgotten. You are not separate. You are part of a greater collective field, shaping and being shaped by it. The way you breathe influences not only your body and mind but also the larger reality you share with others. When you breathe unconsciously, you feed the collective with the same chaos you carry within. But when you breathe consciously, you contribute coherence, stability, and harmony. Each breath becomes an offering, a vibration, released into the human field. This is not philosophy alone. It is lived truth. Think of the last time you entered a space where everyone was anxious. You felt it instantly even without words. Think also of a time when someone calm and grounded shifted the entire room simply by being there. These moments reveal the hidden network we are all part of. Your breath is your instrument. Within that network, your role in shaping collective reality begins with responsibility. You may not control wars, governments, or economies, but you do influence the field around you. You breathe into it every moment, and what you breathe into it matters. You can amplify fear or you can radiate presence. You can fuel division, or you can embody coherence. When you choose conscious breath, you do not only heal yourself, you contribute to healing the collective. You send signals of safety into the field. You stabilize frequencies others can unconsciously resonate with. You become part of the silent architecture that holds humanity steady in times of chaos. The ancients understood this. Whole communities gathered to breathe, chant, and pray, not only for personal awakening, but for the harmony of the tribe. They knew the collective was only as strong as the breath of its people. Today, this wisdom calls you again. Your role is not small. Through breath, you shape the invisible patterns that ripple through families, communities, and even nations. So, as you inhale, remember, you draw in not only air, but the energy of humanity. As you exhale, remember, you release not only carbon dioxide, but influence, vibration, reality itself. Your breath is both intimate and infinite, both personal and collective. Your role is clear. Breathe consciously, live, coherently, and shape reality not by force but by resonance. In doing so, you become a co-creator of a new collective future, one built not on fear but on awareness. Returning to the eternal now, the journey circles back to where it began. The breath simple, constant, always with you, yet no longer ordinary. You have walked through its hidden layers, its loops, its codes, its silence, its power. You have seen how it awakens your observer, how it builds your inner temple, how it radiates into the field, how it anchors reality, and how it shapes the collective. And yet, beneath all of this, the truth is simple. Your breath is presence. It is life itself moving through you. It is the eternal reminder that you are here, that you are alive, that you are connected. Take a slow inhale now. Feel the universe entering you. Exhale. Feel yourself returning to the universe. This is the cycle, the loop, the dance. And in this dance, you are not a prisoner. You are the choreographer. You breathe, not only to survive, but to awaken, to expand, to shape reality consciously. The world will continue to change. Chaos will come and go, but within you there will always be a breath. And within that breath, there will always be the choice. Unconscious repetition or conscious creation. You now know that infinite power lives in stillness. You know that your body is a temple built through breath. You know that your field radiates coherence when you breathe with presence. And you know that every conscious inhale and exhale contributes to the collective awakening of humanity. This knowledge is not abstract. It is practical. It is alive in you right now. It is waiting to be lived moment by moment, breath by breath. So as you leave these words, carry the rhythm with you. Let every inhale remind you of the infinite. Let every exhale remind you of your freedom. Live as the observer. Breathe as the creator. Stand as the anchor, shape as the co-creator. And, above all, remember you are not only breathing the universe is breathing you. If this message resonated with you, subscribe now to stay connected with the energy that awakens you. Like this video to anchor this frequency in your field. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a transmission that your spirit needs, and comment below. I am the frequency. Let the universe hear your voice. You're not here by chance. You're here to rise and remember who you truly are.